Imagine stepping back in time, not just to any period, but to the height of the Roman Empire, into a world of unimaginable luxury and breathtaking beauty. That's exactly what archaeologists are doing right now, and they've just uncovered something truly spectacular. We're talking about the Villa di Poppea, a grand estate frozen in time by the catastrophic eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 CE. This villa, perched near modern-day Torre Annunziata, is believed to have belonged to none other than Poppaea Sabina, the second wife of the infamous Emperor Nero. For centuries, this villa has been a treasure trove for historians and art lovers. But a recent excavation has unveiled a series of frescoes so stunning, so vibrant, that they rewriting what we thought we knew about Roman art and the opulent lifestyle of its elite. These aren't just decorative paintings. They're windows into the soul of ancient Rome, showcasing a level of detail and sophistication that rivals even the most celebrated artworks from Pompeii and Herculaneum. Join me today as we peel back the layers of volcanic ash and explore these newly discovered masterpieces, uncovering the stories they tell about power, wealth, and the exquisite taste of an empress. The Villa di Poppea is no ordinary Roman house. It's a sprawling maritime palace, an architectural marvel that once boasted panoramic views of the Bay of Naples. When you walk through its ruins today, even buried as it is, you can feel the grandeur. We're talking about dozens of rooms, private gardens, and a massive swimming pool. This wasn't just a home. It was a statement. Built around the middle of the 1st century, BCE, its sheer scale and the quality of its decorations have long pointed to imperial ownership. The connection to Poppaea Sabina, while not definitively proven with a signed document, is overwhelmingly supported by historical evidence. Poppaea was known for her beauty, her ambition, and her immense wealth. A villa of this magnitude was exactly the kind of status symbol a woman in her position would possess. The eruption of Vesuvius in 79 CE was a tragedy of epic proportions, but it also created an unparalleled time capsule. The thick layers of ash and pumice that rained down on the Bay of Naples preserved buildings, objects, and even art in a state that would have been impossible otherwise. The Villa di Poppea was one of these buried treasures. While parts of it were explored in the 18th and 19th centuries, much of it remained untouched, a sleeping giant waiting for modern archaeology to awaken it. The current excavations, led by a team of international experts, have focused on a previously unexplored wing of the villa. And what they've found there is nothing short of breathtaking. The new frescoes were discovered in a series of rooms that might have served as private entertainment spaces or intimate living quarters. Unlike the more public areas of the villa, which feature grand, architectural-style paintings, these new works are something different. They are more delicate, more personal, and bursting with life. Let's dive into what makes these frescoes so special. We're seeing incredibly detailed still-life paintings known as zinnia in the ancient world. These paintings depict bowls of fruit so realistic you feel you could reach out and grab a fig or a pomegranate. The artists used light and shadow with such skill that the fruits appear three-dimensional, glistening as if freshly picked. You can see the delicate fuzz on a peach, the subtle blush on an apple. This was the ancient Roman equivalent of a humble brag, a way of showing off the host's generosity and the exotic produce they could afford. But it's not just fruit. The frescoes also feature intricate floral garlands, delicate birds perched on branches, and theatrical masks. One particularly stunning panel depicts a wicker basket overflowing with grapes, figs, and pomegranates. The level of detail is microscopic. The artist even painted the subtle imperfections on the fruit, the way the light reflects off the taut skin of a grape. This isn't just decoration. It's a celebration of nature's bounty and the good life. One of the most exciting discoveries is a large fresco that seems to depict a garden scene, creating what archaeologists call paradise painting. This style, known as the Third Pompeian style, was popular in the early 1st century CE. It aimed to dissolve the walls of a room and transport the viewer into an idealized landscape. Imagine dining in a room where the walls are painted to look like a lush, sun-drenched garden filled with exotic birds and blooming flowers. It would have been a completely immersive experience, a way to bring the beauty of the outdoors inside, regardless of the season. These paintings are masterpieces of illusion. The artists used sophisticated techniques of perspective and foreshortening to create a sense of depth. Birds seem to fly right out of the wall, and fountains appear to gurgle with real water. The colors are what's truly astonishing. After nearly 2,000 years buried underground, they are still incredibly vibrant. We see rich Pompeian reds, deep ochres, brilliant yellows, and rare, expensive blues and greens. The pigments themselves tell a story of wealth and extensive trade networks, as many of these colors were derived from minerals imported from distant parts of the empire, like Egypt and Afghanistan. So who were the artists behind these incredible works? They were likely highly skilled artisans, part of a workshop that specialized in luxury decorations. While they remain anonymous, their skill is undeniable. They were masters of their craft, able to work quickly and confidently in the tricky medium of true fresco, where paint is applied to wet plaster. This technique required them to complete a section before the plaster dried, locking the pigments into the wall for eternity. The lack of hesitation in their brushstrokes, visible even today, speaks to their immense talent and experience. These discoveries are significant for several reasons. First, they expand our understanding of Roman painting. While we have many examples from Pompeii, the frescoes from Oplontis offer a unique glimpse into the very highest echelons of society. The quality here is arguably a step above what we see in even the wealthiest houses of Pompeii. This was imperial-level art, commissioned by someone with unlimited resources and the most refined taste. Second, they tell us more about Poppea Sabina herself. If this was indeed her villa, these artworks reflect her personal world. They suggest a woman who appreciated not just grandeur but also subtle beauty, nature, and the arts. It paints a more nuanced picture of her than the often one-dimensional, villainous portrayal we get from ancient historians like Tacitus, who had their own political agendas. Here, in the art she chose to surround herself with, we might be seeing a more intimate side of the empress. The conservation process for these frescoes is incredibly delicate. As soon as they are exposed to the air after millennia, they are vulnerable to deterioration. Teams of conservators work alongside the archaeologists, painstakingly cleaning the surfaces, consolidating the fragile plaster, and using modern techniques to protect the vibrant colors from fading. It's a race against time to preserve these irreplaceable fragments of the past. Each new discovery at the Villa di Poppea adds another piece to the puzzle of Roman life. These frescoes are more than just pretty pictures. They are cultural documents. They show us what the Roman elite valued, what they found beautiful, and how they used art to construct their identity and project their power. They are a tangible link to a world that is both distant and surprisingly familiar in its appreciation for beauty, luxury, and the comforts of home. The work at Oplontis is far from over. Large parts of the villa still remain buried, holding who knows what secrets beneath the volcanic soil. Each excavation season brings the potential for new, game-changing discoveries. Will we find more rooms, more artworks? Perhaps even an inscription that definitively links Poppea to the villa once and for all? That's the thrill of archaeology. These newly unearthed frescoes are a powerful reminder that history is not a closed book. It's a living, breathing field of discovery, where a fragment of painted plaster can completely change our perspective. They allow us to connect with the people of the past on a human level, to stand in their rooms and see the world, for a moment, through their eyes. The beauty they created has miraculously survived one of history's most violent natural disasters, waiting patiently for us to find it and share its story. It's a story of opulence, artistry, and the enduring power of beauty to transcend time. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back to Imperial Rome. If you found this as fascinating as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the incredible discoveries that are bringing our ancient past back to life. Let me know in the comments what you think is the most amazing part of these new frescoes. See you next time.